Hi YouTube and Oklahoma Cityans. My name's Ava Seay. I'm coming with you at Put a Cork in It Winery. Ready? So, let's start.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess you want to introduce yourself or?
Yeah, my name's Micah Van Essler. I'm one of the owners of Put a Cork in It. Me and my wife bought the winery a couple years ago from the two that started the winery, as John Burwell and Andrea Griggs. They opened the winery in 2008, and we bought it 2 years ago. It's been quite a ride so far. So.
Yeah.
What made you want to buy this winery?
I didn't. My wife did.
Oh.
Yeah, this was 100% her thing.
She's the brains behind it?
She is. She's always wanted to do something like this. We're from California, and before we moved here, we got really close. We bought a bunch of bar equipment from a guy, Fazeli Wines. He opened up a big facility and didn't need his tasting room anymore in a really cool area in Old Town Temecula. And we got all of the property set up with the exception of the rental agreement. Mm-hmm. And then someone came in at the last minute and kind of pulled the rug out from underneath us and got the deal and got the rental agreement. And so it kind of pulled the rug out from underneath us, and we were super close. And she's always been bummed about it, and it's always been kind of nagging the back of her mind. This is something that she's wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And being that close before, you know, when this opportunity arose, it was like nothing was gonna stop her this time. So she got after it and made it happen.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's romantic. You have a business together.
We do, yeah. And we're still happily married, honestly, so,
yeah.
You know, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, my parents could not relate.
Right, I mean, we lived together and worked together, you know, you'd think after a while you'd grow tired of each other, but we work pretty well together, so.
That's good, that's good. Yeah, my parents owned a restaurant. Not the same story.
Right, no?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're only 2 years in, so I'm not gonna go and secure a victory, you know, just 2 years in.
Well.
So far, it's been going really good, though.
How long have you been in the wine business?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, so we've been making wine kind of more like a hobby for probably about the last 10 years. Made lots of like home brews, craft beers, and kit wines and that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until we bought this place that we started making it on, you know, a production level this size. So we bottle about 20,000 bottles a year here, all done in this facility. And it's a bigger production than we've ever done, honestly. Yeah.
Than the home wine kits.
Right. Yeah. It's went from 6 gallons at a time to 1,000 liters at a time. You know. So yeah, it changed quite a bit. I'm not classically trained in winemaking. I just kind of rudely stumbled across a lot of stuff, and the previous owner was actually gracious enough to take nearly a year of his time and taught me as much as I could absorb, because he's got 40 years of winemaking under his belt, so he's like an amazing resource. Mm-hmm. He's still, I'd consider him to be my wine consultant. Whenever I have a problem that I run into, he's always a resource there to come and help and kind of figure out what's wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. That's
good to have a friend on speed dial.
It's essential. It wouldn't have worked without it, honestly. I mean, we kind of jumped in with both feet and not knowing that there was going to be a resource, but looking in retrospect, it was like it wouldn't have worked without it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, I think it's cool that you're not classically trained. You know what I mean? When like you just kind of jump into it.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like that's, I don't want to say more passionately. You understand what I mean?
I would admit it's probably a little bit reckless. You know what I mean? On some level, it was probably a little reckless, but it's been fun. I mean, there's a lot more chemistry than I realized there was going to be, especially dealing with large quantities of wine. So that was a little bit of a learning curve, and I'm honestly still learning every day. You got to kind of hone the craft, and you're never going to know everything, but just do your best you can to absorb it and learn from the mistakes that you've made in previous batches and just try to make it better every time, really. So. Yeah.
You're great at being interviewed, just by the way. You're giving great information right now.
Thank you.
Well, how many different kinds of wines do you have?
So I make 21 styles of wine right here at this facility. We try to break it up kind of 50-50 because a lot of what we do is like tastings and wine pairings. So we try to have a large variety of sweets and almost an equal amount of dries to choose from. And we try to rotate the menu around. So you can come in and do a tasting where we generally have 16 wines on the menu at any given time. And it's broken up half sweet, half dry. So there's 8 of each. You can pick any 8 wines on the menu. It'll come into a little tasting glass like this, and it'll be a 1-ounce pour. You can pick any 8 wines for $12, or you can try the whole menu, which would be 16 1-ounce pours for $24. Or, and we do by glass and bottle, by case. We distribute out of state. I mean, we do pretty much one-stop shop right here.
How many states do you have business in?
Well, we go through an online distributor, so they've got distribution rights in all but 5 states. So it's like Alabama, Arkansas, Utah, Montana, and California, believe it or not, I can't get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your own hometown.
My own hometown.
Your
yeah.
stomping grounds.
Right, yeah. The wine snobs of the country don't want, outside
want
wine,
anything
I
to
think
do
is
with
what
you.
it is, I can't figure it out, so.
Well, how many different varietals do you provide?
Probably about 12. I would have to look at it. I mean, so I have a dry Sauvignon Blanc, and then I have a sweet Sauvignon Blanc that's flavored with kiwi and pear. So it would be the same type of varietal, but 2 different styles of wine, one sweet and one dry. So yeah, there would be 8. Yeah, there's probably about 12 different varietals that I deal with. And then we try to do small batch stuff for our wine club members. So try to always have something special. Each shipment, because we do it 4 times a year. So in each shipment, we try to have some specialty small batch stuff because we don't want it to get stagnant and the same wines being sent out every time. We like to mix it up. So.
What's a wine club member? What do you get with that?
So with a wine club member, we got 3 different clubs that you can choose from. It's a sweet, a mixed club, or a dry. You get a half a case, which is 6 bottles, 4 times a year. And we do ship these as well, yeah. And then you get 10% off anything in the restaurant if you come in, including the gift shop. What else? There's another big one. And then we give you a tasting card. So with each shipment, you get 2 free glasses of wine and 9 free tastings.
Nice.
Yeah, with each shipment. So
That's good. How much does that cost?
so the sweet club is $90. The mixed club is $106, and then the dry is $126.
For 6 bottles 4 times a year?
Yeah. Well, it's each shipment month is that your payment. So you only get charged during your shipment month. So it's January, April, July, and October.
That's still a great deal for the great wines.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is pretty good.
Thank you.
This is pretty good. I'm no sommelier,
Right.
but I know a bad wine when I taste it.
I appreciate it.
Wow. What is your personal favorite bottle of wine?
The Malbec.
The Malbec?
Yeah, Malbec is my favorite style. This is like anything dry and red kind of is where my palate lies. That's what I'm kind of most suited for. Not really a sweet wine drinker, though that's what keeps the lights on here. I mean, Oklahoma's really known for the love of sweet wines, and it really holds true.
Yeah.
My #1 selling wine is a peach Chardonnay we call Delightfully Delicious. It is our overall #1 seller. So that one does very well for us. But my passion more lies in like the dry side, in particular the dry reds. Yeah, for sure.
I like Malbecs. Personally, I feel
too.
like Malbecs have the most swagger out of
Right.
all the wines.
It's a cool sounding name too. You
Yeah.
know? I think it really does.
Because they're lighter, but I feel like they're a little richer,
Right.
chocolatey.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it sounds like you know exactly what you're talking about now. Mainly because I agree. I know.
You're like, this girl gets it.
Right? You totally get it.
What all comes with a charcuterie board at your tastings?
So that's one thing since we've taken over, really try to expand the option of just, food and pairings that we offer here. We have 3 different styles of charcuterie boards or sizes of charcuterie boards you can get. We always have 5 different styles of cheese, 3 different styles of meat. All the boards come with, crackers, craisins, chocolate, almond bark. And then you can pick the size of board you want. 1 style, 3 styles, or all 5. And then you can add meat to it. We've got olives, we have pickles, we have bread boards with balsamic and olive oil. Or if you wanted something a little sweet, we have a cinnamon butter board. And then you can just kind of mix and match and make any board that you want with whatever we have available, really.
You're speaking my language.
Right, yeah.
Do you ever call them cooter boards by chance?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No. We probably should.
Yeah. That's what my mom calls them.
It calls them cooter boards?
Yeah, she
right?
puts together a mean cooter board,
Right,
dude.
okay. I have not heard that, yeah.
All right. What are some of your favorite pairings? Wine with...
Right, yeah. Wine with cheese, yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah, I don't really, so I get asked this a lot, and I don't really have a good answer for it. I mean, I know there's a science behind, like, stylistically, this should go with that, but everybody's it's subjective because everybody's different. You know, like my wife loves, you know, Gouda with a white, and I really love like cheddar with a Cabernet, and she thinks those two things shouldn't mix, you know, like, so I don't really know. You just have to kind of see what works for you, and that's why we try to offer a wide variety so everybody can kind of figure it out, you know.
I'm a cheese fanatic. I feel like I use food as a vehicle to put more cheese into my mouth.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I eat way more cheese than I should openly admit. I do every day. We have a Merlot cheese that's really good. It's like a white cheddar cheese, and it's marinated in a Merlot wine, so it's got a purple cap on it, and it's just amazing. Yeah, it's very good.
Amazing.
I eat it daily. So I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And I'm sure it shows. I've been working out much lately, so.
You're fine. I'm getting IBS just thinking about it.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Need some Mylanta.
Yeah. Well, so you host monthly stand-up comedy shows.
We do.
What's it like working with Nick Campbell?
It's been great. It's been effortless,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, he handles the lion's share of everything that goes along. We just provide a place and hopefully some good drinks and some snacks for everybody, keep them comfortable. But it's really been real easy to work with. Not that it doesn't sound like I'm sucking up right now. I honestly believe this, because we tried comedy with a different promotion company, and it was a freaking nightmare. We vowed we're never doing it again.
Yeah.
The comics they were sending were, not to say that they were bad comics, they were a little blue, and they were really, you know, irritating and pissing off my customers, and it kind of reflected poorly on us.
Yeah.
When I tried to address it going through the production company, they were just a bunch of jerks. So when Nick first called, I talked to my wife about it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, you know? I love the idea of comedy. I absolutely love comedy, you know? Not funny myself, but I like to laugh, you know what I mean? And me and my wife have done, you know, been to tons of comedy shows throughout the years, you know, all the way from like high end to, you know, just
people like
mill,
me.
you know, yeah, little, you know, places like this. And so we thought about it, and he seems genuine in the approach that, you know, my concerns, like that, they'll be addressed. It's not going to be an issue. You know, the shows will start on time. The comics are going to be good. And so far, he has not disappointed one time. He's really, and you've seen it grow too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, going through that large production company, they could barely, and they said all their marketing was, you know, top notch. They could barely get 15 people in there. You know, and Nick has been, you know, promoting the hell out of it and selling these shows out, which is, you know, really good. And then we've got people that have been to like every show since we've started with Nick that love it, and they can't wait for the next show to come out.
I love working with Nick. Nick is a get shit doner.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, between lineups and promoting it, it's great. Because when I was on the show a couple weeks ago, it was a packed house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sold out.
Yeah.
And the crowd that he brought was like amazing.
Yeah.
You know, very generous with laughs.
Right.
And that's always good to do comedy shows with.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
'Cause sometimes you just get like bad crowds, they just don't like you.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you get some jerk that wants to heckle or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have like a very good and nice clientele.
Yeah.
Which I can respect that.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, we do. We do have some of the best people. That's been one of like the coolest parts about just this whole journey is the people that we've met. You know, the previous owners, they're like, you're gonna have a lot of fun, it'll be a lot of work, but the people that you run into, you know, you're gonna absolutely love them. You know, it's just a rich array of people that come through here, and everyone seems to come in a pretty good mood, and they understand this is not like a rowdy place, so their mindset's right, you know, and then they've got, you know, a great comedy show to do, and it's worked out, so we're really happy with it so far.
What other shows do you do in that room?
So we have done a little bit of like live entertainment, like, you know, a guy and his guitar kind of thing, but just out here in general seating. For the most part, what our event room is used for, birthday parties, bachelorette parties, had a few weddings in there, you know, so it's kind of a quaint room. It's not really big. I mean, it max is about 55 people. Any more than that, and it's hot and stuffy. And you know, I mean, like the other night, like I'm sure at all the fans blowing, it still gets a little warm in there. But yeah, anything from birthday parties to weddings to, you know, great comics doing some awesome comedy, you know.
Yeah, it's a friendly environment. Yeah. It's not like I come in here, I feel at a place like I'm with a bunch of wine snobs that are gonna judge me, you know?
This is not that place. Yeah, we're not bougie. We want everybody to be comfortable and just have a good time.
Yeah, but know? Still enjoy nice wines.
Right, yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, the environment is kind of created a little bit by the building too, because it's old and it's lots of brick and exposed beams, and it to me, just immediately felt comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we walked through the first time cautious about what it was that we were even coming to look at. And the second that we walked through, it was like, we got to have this, you know? We have to do this.
Just have that gut feeling.
Yeah. And then I saw the look in my wife's eye, and there was no telling her no at that point.
Yeah.
She was definitely eye on the prize.
And not to be a suck up, but the employees and the people that work here are very nice.
They are.
Especially when I was here the other night, you know, just very welcoming.
We do have a great staff. I have zero complaints there. Every single one of them, they show up, they're, you know, professional, they take care of everybody, and I couldn't ask for anything more, you know, because this is a full-time thing for me and Jessica, obviously being business owners, but every one of my employees, this is a part-time job. They have full-time jobs and careers, and they do this for fun and to make a little extra cash, and mainly because it's fun, believe it or not. Most of them just like coming to work just because they know they're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
It's an easygoing environment, and
Question, asking for a friend, but are you hiring?
I am.
Really?
Yeah, if you're asking, you're hired.
Do you get good vibes off me?
I do, 100%.
Do you want to interview me?
I am right now. You didn't know it, but
yeah, this is you interviewing me.
You're right. Yeah. I turned that around on you. You thought this was going to be about one thing, but
was it the Malbec talk?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Like, this girl gets it.
Yeah, she knows.
Well.
And no joking. If you're really looking for some extra cash, you 100%. There is a help wanted sign somewhere on the door.
Maybe. But my main thing is.
Right. Yeah.
If you can beat me, you know, you can get the spot.
Right.
For sure. Would you ever consider doing stand-up comedy yourself?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
Even something like this terrifies me.
Really?
You know what I mean? Well, in a way where it's like all eyes on me. That's not me. You know, I love to be the spectator, fly on the wall. You know, not that I'm like, entertain me, but I can't be intermittently funny, yes, but like, no, I have so much respect for what you guys do and having the gall to get up there in front of people and, you know, like, make them laugh. Okay, so you can't make someone laugh. I mean, you have to be funny. You know what I mean?
You tickle them,
it's more like
maybe.
Get them to laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't make anybody laugh. They have to find it funny. So honing that craft, I know it takes a lot of hard work and, you know, knows the grindstone. All the respect for anyone that has the ability to get up there. So.
Thank you. It's because I need it.
Right.
It's my life's attention is my life source.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that works for you.
Thank you.
I'm the antithesis of that. I could go the rest of my life and just kind of, you know, do my thing, and I don't need notoriety or for anything. I'm good. You know. Right. Not that I'm saying you need notoriety. That's not where I was going.
That's exactly what I need.
I know. That sounded so bad. I am a jerk. That's true.
I am so hard to offend.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good, because my mouth just goes sometimes.
Me too, me too. What is the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome with this business?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few. Just learning the process, of wine and keeping it as consistent as possible is a constant task, and that's never gonna go away. It never gets any easier. You know what I mean? Like, you can get your process down, but just really, I think, and I think honestly that might have been a little bit easier than what Jessica's had to deal with, because we figured, well, we'll buy the business and then we'll all, we'll do our piece and we'll just help each other. And it turned out like that doesn't really make any sense. We had to kind of divide and conquer, like pick what you're, can focus on and you're better at, and then we'll do it that way. So I took the wine part of it and scheduling, and she took all of the paperwork and the billing and taking care of the taxes. And I feel so bad for her because she's detail oriented and she's very, focused, and she can multitask. None of those things I'm good at. I'm not good at counting, so I shouldn't do the taxes, I'm not detail oriented, so, maybe I shouldn't be taking care of permitting and stuff. And she's super diligent about it. She's always like got her ducks in a row. So we just had to kind of divide and conquer. But if we didn't have that ability to split those duties, I think it definitely wouldn't have worked. The previous owners really helped out a lot, just because there's so much stuff that you can't know because you don't know it. You know what I mean? Like unless you have been in business a long time or went to school, I guess, for it. How do you know how to pay excise taxes, and what box to check during an audit? And it was kind of rudely stumbling across that. So
yeah,
the first year hiccups were the hardest part, but it's starting to smooth out a little bit. They always try to throw a curveball in there, and we're going to start taxing you for this, and we're going to start charging you for that. And you just have to kind of roll with it.
Well, they say the best way to learn about business is to open a business.
Right.
You just got to jump into
it. And that's kind of what we did, just blindly with 2 feet and a endless amount of hope, and and a little bit of we believe in ourselves. That helps, but yeah, you just have to do it, really.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to mess up a little bit, because if you don't fuck something up, then it's how you gonna ever learn from it.
Okay. This is one of my own questions.
Okay.
How do I not get wine mouth? Because this is a big issue for me.
You're talking about like on the teeth?
Yeah.
I don't think there is any way to avoid. If you're dry, you're drinking a dry red. It's with a straw. I don't know. Yeah, try straw.
I might as well just use it as mouthwash.
Just drink it faster. Yeah. Or just embrace it. I don't know.
Yeah. I look like a monster every time I drink wine. It's so bad.
Right. Yeah, dry whites. Try those too. Something more golden color, I guess.
A little more citrusy. Well, what do you have coming up next that you're excited about?
This next comedy show. Nick had this great idea of doing like a prom themed stand-up, which immediately me and my wife are like dying laughing, like this is gonna be awesome. I'm trying to talk her into like doing like full-on like 80s themes, because all my employees are like in on it. They're gonna dress up and everybody's gonna be like to the nines. And I was like, I should get like blue velvet bow tie, and you need like the big pads and crimp your hair. And we're still working on it. I don't know if she's willing to go that far, but yeah, we're excited about that. That's definitely the big thing.
Well, that is kind of genius, because at Tower Theater, they have different kinds of raves. They have like emo night, SpongeBob raves. What else they did like Wednesday Addams. Okay. So those types of things are getting like really popular. I know people that go to all of them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for like a different. I think it's fun for everybody.
Yeah. So the themes I think are really good for whatever show. Like comedy. I'm a musician, so we do that with our music. We're like, okay, this is the 80s theme show for no reason. But just like if you want to dress up.
Well, also like all the parties I throw at my house are themed.
Yeah, I do that.
Black tie Valentine's Day party.
Okay, yeah.
We had a red carpet going into my ratchet house. It was nice. It was very classy.
That's cool.
the ambiance in here.
I know, right? When the music's on and there's people in here, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Until Michael Murphy's opens up and they bring their coat racks out and it's a tiled hallway and it sounds like a fucking freight train roaring through here. Yeah.
Just shuffling through.
Or there's 10 girls in high heels. Click, clack, 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 clack.
That's the one issue I guess.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be like cool and mellow in here and everybody's having a good time and then something roars through and everybody's like,
What's
that? Yeah. Make it stop.
I don't think it's a vibe killer, though.
No.
I feel like it almost adds to it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in an old building. with
Right.
wooden
Well,
floors.
unless you've been here before, it's like, where's that coming from? What the hell is it? And then it goes away and then everybody goes back to,
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, where are you located?
so we are located on the canal, right in the heart of Bricktown, right in the middle of Oklahoma City.
Nice.
Yeah. We have our patio seating that actually overlooks the canal. This is the place to be. This is the entertainment district of Oklahoma City. If anyone was to do something like this, this is where everybody would want to be. You know? So we're fortunate. Bricktown is a lot of fun.
This is beautiful.
Right.
Because I know when I was here for the show, I always have to get here an hour early to practice. I was just practicing out on your patio looking into the distance of the canal.
Yeah.
It was very pretty.
Yeah, that actually, street level this used to be the basement. Street level actually used to be up there. So our address is 115 East California. Well, California doesn't exist right here anymore because it's the canal.
Yeah.
So, and this is the oldest brick building in Oklahoma City too, so it's got a lot of history. It's 120 years old this year. Right, and my landlord is the great-grandson of the original builder, so it stayed in the hands of the same family all the way down.
Nice.
And they're amazing, actually. Like, who has anything good to say about their landlord? Like, they've been super accommodating and very helpful. I have no complaints, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been cool. It's a really rich history, old building.
My landlord sucks.
Does he? Yeah.
It's my mom.
Oh.
Shout out, Kelly. I'm kidding. I love having my mom as a landlord. It's badass.
Yeah.
I'm like, this broke. I need you to come over here.
Fix it. Yeah.
Cheap rent.
Guess who's paying for this? Ooh, you're right.
I'll survive.
And this building is haunted as hell too. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you had any ghost sightings?
Yes. Well, I've only seen, so beyond that door, we call it the spooky room. Affectionately named by some of my employees. Yeah, behind, so this is a firewall, goes all the way the length of the building, and it used to be like a flea market, so there's a bunch of like dark corners and areas and low flickering lights, so most of my employees refuse to go back there. Yeah, and it looks like the scene of like, the movie Saw. We could have been filmed back there. It's creepy. And generally, like when I'm here working by myself at night, it always seems to happen. I know no one else is in the building, and you still hear like creaking and things falling over. If I'm in the spooky room, just little shadows darting. I've had things physically move off of my tanks in the back.
Really?
Yeah, I have a pump that's got a hook on it, and I was cleaning right next to it, probably 2 feet away, and the pump just like popped off. I know this is gonna sound stupid, you totally edit this out. It's 100% true though. It kind of made me pause for a second, and I looked at it, and I put it back up there, and I tried to duplicate it again, and like the amount of force it took to knock it off was a lot more, and there was no way for it to just be precariously hanging. It wouldn't work like that. It's like a stainless steel slicked top container, and it literally just popped off and hit the floor, and it was like, hurry up and get done, and I got the hell out of there.
That's ghost activity if I've ever heard it.
Right, yeah.
Dude, the place I work at is haunted too.
Yeah.
I've been grabbed.
Okay.
I feel like I was like scratched. And then also I just walked into our conference room one day and I was like, oh, hell no. I just felt a ghost in the room. I know it for sure. And then that night I had to hide under the covers. I felt like it was with me.
Like it followed you? Yeah. I get that, like when I'm leaving and all the lights are off, I always feel like I have to turn around and see who's, like there's a set of eyes looking at me,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fun.
If you're into ghost hunting, this is the place to go.
Right, yeah.
It's nice.
And if not, I was totally kidding.
Yeah, this isn't haunted at all,
Yeah.
unless you want it to be.
Right.
What are your hours of operation?
So we're closed Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesday through Sunday, we open at 1. We close at 8 o'clock Wednesday and Thursday. We're open till 10 o'clock Fridays and Saturdays. And then we close at 6 o'clock on Sundays. So Sundays are early day.
Do you need reservations to do the wine tastings?
No, we take walk-ins. If you have a large party, it helps, especially on the weekend, just to make sure that we have a area set aside for you, but it's not required, no.
Perfect. Well, will you let us into the spooky room?
Yeah, you can go look at it if you want.
I did not be down. Do you believe in ghosts? I know ghosts exist.
We're rolling. You want us to
I'll let you lead the way.
back in.
This way? And then we have our gift shop.
This is cool.
I need
Yeah.
this. Wine
Yeah.
takes the bitch right out of me.
Right.
It doesn't actually, but you know, it's a cool town.
Yeah. This is Jessica's favorite room. She loves just like getting on the computer and finding funny stuff to
Wine lip tint?
lip tint. Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What's
Yeah,
your
so-
favorite item in here?
The wine.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to have a little bit of everything. We have, insulated cups. We have umbrellas that are shaped like wine bottles.
Ooh.
So it's pretty cool. Coasters, t-shirts, everything's basically wine themed. There's some adult themed stuff. And honestly, the more risque or kind of, raunchy sound, it flies out of here. It's so funny, and I love like people come in and you just hear them giggling as they read the towels and the cards and everything. That we try to make it funny,
What's the most popular item that sells
We
here?
sell a lot of t-shirts.
Really?
Yeah, we probably go through more t-shirts than anything, but I mean magnets. We go through tons of these too.
My mom has hella of these.
We sell floor mats. The towels, those are a big seller too. And then we try to sell, stuff for the wine connoisseur, the little decanters and aerators, wine toppers, that sort of thing. But our t-shirts, definitely those fly out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good that people are wanting to rep your business.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's the best part of it because it's a walking advertisement.
Yeah.
And
they're paying for
and
it.
they paid for it, yeah.
We found the answers to the question.
Yes, so that's where some of the cork goes. And then
So those are the bags they can buy. People can just buy.
Right. Yeah, and then Jessica makes birdhouses
Yeah,
and wreaths
that's
and
what I
stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's one of the smaller ones she's made too.
wow.
She makes some pretty.
And those are for sale?
Yeah. I mean, we have sold a couple of them. That one was just kind of like,
Yeah, decoration.
yeah. I think that was one of the first ones she made. So it's
So maybe
she's tightened the process up, and they're a little bit more square. You know what I mean? Like cleaner looking.
Have you ever thought about like working with some like visual artists and having art displayed?
We have.
I don't even have a lot of wall space out there.
Right. So all the artwork, including
Yeah, because you do have some in the room.
yeah, it was all done by one guy,
Oh.
including the labels,
Okay.
and he passed away a couple of years. So we're really, as far as like we'll never change the labeling. The labels are just, the artwork is amazing on it. We love it. And then everything that was kind of painted around the mural and stuff, as I understand it, he did that and he passed away. So we're really like,
Yeah, you want
yeah,
to stay true.
love that. But
It's
like additional artwork hanging. Yeah, we have thought about that. And I mean, this room is kind of built for stuff like that. Like this is not ours. This is a local soap company.
Okay, yeah, you do have some artists.
Yeah, so they make their own like craft soaps and lotions, and we just let them use the counter space.
Kind of
We'll
like rent this space.
right, yeah, or we'll buy a certain amount from them and then display it. And so we're always looking for like local people that have a craft
Yeah.
or an art, you know, and then they can, you know, so we have a guy that's going to be making charcuterie boards for us.
Ooh, oh, like the actual board?
The actual boards, because we keep getting
badass.
people asking, like, do you guys sell charcuterie boards? And we do have some, but they're looking for like the smaller personal size ones. We have
so
some shaped like
Is he an
the state of
artist?
Oklahoma, and what's that?
Is he an artist or like?
He's like a
just
woodworker.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's just really, really good at that. And then he laser inscribes them. He can put anything on it. So
That's
he's making
genius.
those right now.
Yeah.
Coasters and anything made out of wood, you know, we'll have kind of in a focused area at some point. Thank you. Yeah, so this is actually, the pond is actually the original
Oh yeah.
elevator shaft.
Oh,
So this was a service elevator, and it goes all the way up 4 stories, and it left a big hole in the ground. So John had the foresight, and he built all of this. The previous owner built all the decking, stacked all of the stone and stuff.
Such a
Installed
cool
the pump.
building.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it kind of give you vertigo looking up, right? Yeah, all the weights and cabling, all the original stuff is still like kind of in place.
Yeah, really. I mean, I always learn so much more than I ever think I am when I go do these things.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
you know, interview wherever. It's like, man, I don't know about
See
this
a little bit more,
I
yeah.
probably wouldn't have if we hadn't been here.
So there's a little bit of a mess back here, but so this is where we do all the production for our wine. Everything from the very start of fermentation through aging is done in this room somewhere. Most of it all right here.
How long does it take to age this wine?
It depends on the style, honestly. The sweet wines, it usually takes about 2 months from start to finish. It's really quick. The sweet wines are easy.
Yeah.
You get into the dry whites, you want to ferment it a little bit longer to get it a little more dry, and then the aging process could take a year. The dry reds really take the longest, and that's kind of what are the little bit more temperamental ones that you really have to keep an eye on. But you know, I started a Shamerson last August, and it still won't be done for a couple of months. You know, so I've been working on it for almost a year.
Yeah.
You know, so, but most of the production is done in the 320 liter tanks. Those are the ones in the center. And then my more popular wines I do in the 600 or the 1,000 liter tank. So that peach Chardonnay, that our best-selling wine, that's always done in that big 1,000 liter tank, and we'll actually be bottling that tomorrow. So I'll get about 1,200 bottles out of that.
If you know, want a quality test, feel free to ask me.
You want to try a little bottle sample or a little tank sample?
Ooh, yeah.
So it's unfiltered, but I mean, it's crystal clear and it's ready to go. So this is a peach Chardonnay.
Oh, it smells so good. Oh, that's delicious. I can see why you sell a lot of this.
Right, yeah, we do. Yeah, we're in like 130 or no, close to 140 retail locations around Oklahoma. And everybody gets to pick what they want as far as what they're gonna stock as far as our product goes, but almost everybody carries this one.
Yeah.
Because it sells very well.
I love that it's sweet, but it still tastes like wine.
Right.
And you know how like some sweet wines, like a Barefoot, not to judge,
Yeah.
but it's like syrupy almost. This is good. It's
Oh,
like
thank
well
you.
balanced still.
Thank you. I do have some cartoon wine. Our sangria is very sweet. Not my favorite that we make, but it's got good name recognition and it's well received, so we'll continue to make it. But yeah, so after it's done and finished and clear and ready to be bottled, it goes from one of these tanks to over here. This is where we finish. So I run it through a pretty high-end filter, and then we filter it into the bottle hopper. We can do 6 bottles at a time, and then cork, label, foil, and then it's our labeling machine.
You could just hook one of these up into my arm. If you
Right,
wanted to.
yeah, just just mainline
Just
it like right there.
IV.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then we palletize it, and then it goes into our finished bonded area. So this is all of our finished wine that is ready to go, pre-taxed.
Nice. If only
Once
one of
it
those
leaves
could
this
fit into
area.
my pocket.
Right? Yeah, I know, right?
Nice. This is badass. I like this. This is definitely my favorite interview that we've done.
Right? Oh, thank you.
You can cut that part out. I don't want people to know that.
No, leave that in there. No, sure.
But this is so cool.
Yeah.
I love this. The whole entire building, like all this behind the scenes stuff. This is badass.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It's not a bad way to make a living.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've had worse jobs, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
This is the first interview where they offered you wine.
Yeah.
Really?
Get me loosened up. Well, we've done like art galleries.
Oh, okay.
This is like I said, the third one.
They still should have offered you some.
Yeah.
Just maybe that's my personal opinion. You guys want to see the spooky room,
Yes.
or what we call the spooky room?
And like, I know this means nothing from coming to nobody like me, but I'm proud of you guys.
Well, thank you.
This is cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And honestly, I mean, I do appreciate that, but we can't take a whole lot of the credit. Really, none of it. I mean, John and Andrea built this whole thing. We're just kind of keeping their baby alive for them. You know what I mean? Like they were just getting a little bit older, and it was I think a little bit too much to want to do day in, day out. And so they were just looking to retire, and we loved it. And we decided, like, we don't want to change really anything. So
Well, it seems like
they built all this, really.
it seems like it went into good hands, you know, and I think
I like to think so. I definitely like to think so.
I mean, that's the best thing you can want for your business if you're going to retire.
Right.
Spooky.
So
This place is spooky.
So yeah, this used to be like a farmer's market. Like if you had your own crafts and stuff, you could rent out just a space, and there's different size little cubbies, and you know, the lighting actually looks pretty good in here. There's always like a flickering light somewhere, you know, and it goes all the way around. This is where, when we get our bottle shipments, this is where all the new bottles go. We have a shipment coming in next week, so we're using recycled bottles at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we try to recycle as much as we can.
That's good.
Great.
And then it just gets weirder and darker down there. And
So you definitely don't want to be in here after midnight.
yeah, no.
Dude,
Just
I have a
get
theory
tucked
that
into
ghosts only exist at night.
Right. It feels like it.
It's a fact.
This area does hit a little bit different at night when you know you're by yourself too.
Everybody thinks I'm dumb for saying that. I'm like, I'm not scared of ghosts during the day.
During the day, it seems a little bit lighter. The air gets a little bit heavier at night. I swear, and it sounds like I'm full of shit, but it really does.
That's just a fact. Real talk. Where's the ghost in this place? Where do you...
Yeah,
Is it right here?
Probably somewhere in this general vicinity. You know, it's just, there's just so much random shit back here. Well, if you ever need a little extra coin, there is plenty to fish out of the pond.
Say less.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a loose one.
Right.
Got a penny.
Got it.
If you think I got quarter money, you're wrong. Dad, please come back.
Oh.
There we go. Well, thank you, YouTube and Oklahoma Cityans, for watching. My name's Ava Seay, and this is
Micah Van Isler.
And we've been Put a Cork in It Winery.
Perfect.
Can I just put my name as an owner? No?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you earned it.
Thank you.
Well, I already said you were hired, yeah, so we'll give you,
Starting
No.
on
a little
Monday.
partial ownership. Yeah.
If this was a daytime, I would.
Right,
I need
yeah.
a daytime job
Yeah,
because I am offered comedy shows at night
right, oh, yeah, yeah.
as a server, you know. So
Gotcha.
it's just like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll
Yeah.
figure it out.